It's such a pleasure to be here, and it's such an honor to be speaking this beautiful first day of the month of May. First of all, I want to say thank you to Sir Isaac and the entire leadership team of Isaac Inspires. It's always a privilege to be invited to speak and to be invited again and again. I want to also celebrate all the other experts, thought leaders, businessmen, CEOs, servants of God who have spoken prior to now. And I want to also lend my voice to contribute my own quota to what has been said. So I just want to explain certain concepts and to break them down to actionable points. Anytime I am called to speak, especially to a generation younger than me, I like telling them what I wish I was told when I was starting out. The Bible says that in the multitude of counsel, there is safety. It also says that with much counsel, you should wage war. That implies that when engaging in any form of conquest, any form of attempt to achieve, counsel, insight, wisdom is necessary. So I want to break down certain concepts so that you can understand them better or you can implement them faster. Whenever I speak on the subject of wealth or money, I try to explain in linear processes what it is. Speaker perspective, because we're people of faith, but we also implement the secular perspectives because money is largely a secular concept. There is actually no money in heaven. What they have are resources. So, the concept of money for me, I want all of you to write down money is equal to, like a mathematical equation, money equals value. Money is simply value. Another word for value is solutions. Plus offer. Plus leads. Plus sales. It's extremely important to understand this. Whenever we discuss money, we are discussing value, also known as solutions, plus offers, plus leads, plus sales. Whenever something of value or a solution is offered to prospects, people who have indicated interest, and they are compelled to purchase, money is gotten. So anytime you think of money, you are thinking about the quality of the value or the quality of the solution or the complexity of the problem that you are attempting to solve. Then you are also looking at the quality of the expression of your solution. We call that an offer. Then you're also looking at the quality of the leads, the prospects, the audience you are pitching the solution to. And then you're also looking at the quality of the process of exchange, the sales process. So anybody who is intentional about the subject of wealth must be clear on the value he is bringing to the table, must be clear on the solution that he is offering. The reason we say this is because whenever you are structuring a business, you need to understand that a business is simply a systematic, process-filled, scalable way of offering value to leads so they can purchase and you can get money. So for this to happen, you must understand offers. And what do I mean when I say you must understand offers? You must understand the art and the science of communicating your value in a compelling manner. The perfect type of offer is what I call an evergreen, irresistible offer. Any businessman that has an evergreen, irresistible offer that he's communicating to the marketplace will always have cash flow. You are a tailor, for example, you're a fashion designer, you run a fashion house, an atelier, and you make clothes. That's valuable, but that value must be constructed into a solution. And this is a simple example. You can say, for young executives, I don't just make shirts. Rather, what I have done is I have created a bundle of 3 types of shirts: a white shirt, a pink shirt, and a blue shirt. And I have also curated 5 types of ties, tie combinations that you can wear Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I have 2 sets of waistcoats. One is black and one is gray. This can be wrapped into a bundle and then sold as an offer. So as opposed to you saying, oh, I sell shirts, I make shirts, you create a simple bundle for the young bachelor that if he buys it, he will have no problem deciding where Monday to Friday. That is an offer. An offer simply means you communicating your value in a way that it solves very clear problems for the buyer. If this is helpful so far, I would like the energy in the room to go up, and maybe you give me a round of applause. An offer is simply you bundling your value into clear-cut solutions. So you can't discuss business, you can't discuss money without having clear-cut offers. This is why, for example, whenever you want to purchase data from maybe a telco, they don't just say buy data. They bundle it into different packages that suit the unique needs of their data users. So turn to the person next to you and say, I know you have value, but have you bundled your value into solutions? And do you have an evergreen, irresistible offer? Now, some of you may ask, oh, he didn't touch much on value or solutions. That's because I believe we all know the different problems that exist that we can solve in the marketplace. But I am discussing on offers right now because it can be the difference between how much you earn and how much you currently earn and how much you can start to earn. For those of you who want to understand offers, I recommend different books, but you can start with 100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. So what are some of the features of an offer? Number one, an offer must have elements of obsession, elements of sovereignty. What does that mean? Whatever problem you are trying to solve, try as much as possible to focus on the problems that are uppermost in the minds of people. Focus on the problems that people are naturally obsessed with. Focus on the problems that are sovereign, that are top of mind in the hearts and the minds of people. For example, if someone's school fees is due, that particular problem is an obsession at that moment. It is top of mind. If your rent is due in a couple of weeks, the chances that you will think about that rent every day is very high. So you want to solve problems that are not just problems, you want to solve problems that are obsessive, that are top of mind to individuals. So your offer must have elements of obsession or sovereignty. You can write that down. The second component of an evergreen, irresistible offer, it must have elements of compulsion or urgency. Elements of compulsion or urgency. As much as is possible, ensure that there is something that compels people to take timely action in your offer. A problem can be a problem, but if that problem is not urgent, people will not feel the need to solve it immediately. So you need to have elements of compulsion. And I use this as, forgive me, it's a bit raw, but it drives the picture home. If you are hungry and you are tired, you will most likely have elements of obsession or sovereignty. You'll be like, oh, I'm hungry, I'm really hungry. Some of you listening to me now are hungry. And you're like, oh, I'm hungry. That's an obsession at that moment because your brain is thinking about it. The hunger that you feel is top of mind, but it doesn't necessarily have elements of compulsion or urgency. Let's flip it. If you are pressed, you are constipated, or you have a running stomach or runny tummy, it's not just an obsession, it comes with elements of compulsion. Meaning, if I don't do something about this problem, the problem will worsen. Compulsion and urgency means if I don't do something about this problem immediately, the problem will worsen. So when you are thinking about your business, ask yourself, how compulsive and how urgent is the problem that my business is solving? I'm trying to see if I can get feedback, and I'm trying to see if this is helping anybody. If this is helping you, I'd like to hear you put your hands together for me so that I know that I'm not speaking to myself and I know that this is making an impact in the hearer. The next thing that I need you to understand is an irresistible offer doesn't just have elements of obsession or sovereignty, compulsion or urgency. It has emotion and intensity. Most individuals downplay the role of emotions in purchases. You will agree with me that most of the things that you have bought are not necessarily things that you just need. They are things that make you feel good or provoke some sort of emotion or intensity in you when you spend. So for example, why would someone be so excited about the dress they are wearing for a wedding? You call a tailor, a fashion designer, you say, make me a particular type of dress so I look a particular type of way. Is it that you don't already have outfits? You do. But the emotions that those old outfits give you cannot be compared to the emotions that new outfits give you. So you must emphasize the emotional aspect of your business if you want to sell. So insurance, that's nice, but there's no emotion tied to that. But if you say, I make sure that your loved ones are well taken care of if the unforeseen happens to you, I make sure that they will miss you, but they will not miss the quality of life that you presented or made available to them. All of a sudden, you have infused emotions into your sales process. Always emphasize the emotional benefit of the solutions that you bring to the table. The fourth and last aspect of an evergreen offer is exhaustion or repeatability. You want your offer to be the kind of offer that people repeatedly buy. I'll tell you a story about Volvo. There was a time when Volvo cars were extremely popular in this country. And the popularity and success of Volvo was their own thing. Volvo cars just wouldn't get spoiled. You want people to keep coming back to buy things from you. So Volvo realized that that sort of durability does not allow for repeat business. And so Volvo decided to go into earth-moving vehicles. Because when you are buying an earth-moving vehicle, you want it to be as durable as possible. But when it comes to cars, people want to keep buying newer models of the same car. So you see that you must include repeatability in your sales process if you will make money today, tomorrow, and next tomorrow. So you must understand offers. Have I been able to break down offers and make it something you can understand? If so, fantastic. What's next in the equation? You must understand leads. Remember, I told you money is simply value or solutions plus offers plus leads. You must find a way to get people to know you, like you, trust you, prefer you, and refer you. I'll say that again. You must find a way to make people know you, like you, trust you, prefer you, and refer you. You must have a strategy for visibility. How do you make people notice you? Number two, you must have a strategy for attraction. After people have noticed you, how do you attract them to come close to you? Then lastly, you must have a strategy for engagement. When they have come close, how do you get them to engage with you? And finally, conversion. How do you convert their attention to income? I give you a story. When God wanted to attract the attention of Moses at the backside of the wilderness, God knew that there must be elements of visibility. So he set a bush on fire. That got Moses' attention. If you see a bush burning, you will turn aside. But he now also made sure that it wasn't just visible, it was attractive. He made sure that as the bush is burning, the bush doesn't get consumed. That will trigger the curiosity of anybody. It's not enough to be visible, you must also know how to engage attraction. And the Bible says Moses said he would turn aside and see the bush that was burning without being consumed. If the bush was just burning, Moses will acknowledge the visibility. But the element of attraction was introduced. And then as Moses came close, a voice now spoke and told him to remove his sandals, for where he's standing is holy ground. That is a call to action. When you see that you are visible and you have attracted the client, you must engage the client. You must give them a specific task or action to do, and it is when you have that call to action that you can now start engaging them and converting their attention to income. So, visibility, attraction, engagement, and conversion. Is this helpful for anybody? And then, of course, you must understand the process of sales. You must understand the process of sales. And when it comes to sales, there's the psychology of sales. And there's also the what? Technology of sales. Now, someone can ask me and say, okay, don't move on beyond leads. I want to understand this leads thing. How do I get leads? How do I become visible? How do I activate attraction? How do I activate engagement? Well, there are basically just 4 ways to get leads. Just 4. The first is you pay in terms of advertising. You pay platforms to get you leads. This is where understanding social media platforms, understanding tech platforms, understanding Google for search engine optimization, understanding how to run meta ads, understanding YouTube ads, very important, excuse me. You must keep a portion of your income for ads. I was talking with someone last week in Gambia. I was talking with a woman who runs a business, and she had purely been succeeding on organic attention, organic traffic. And I said, you need to start running ads. Do you know that if you have a solid product and 100 people see that product every day, do you know if you start running ads and 10,000 people can see that product. Do you know you can increase your pricing simply because there is more demand for your product? If I'm selling 10 bottles of water, cold water, and 100 people are interested in buying that water, and I now announce and advertise to 10,000 people, and out of the 10,000 people now, 1,000 people are interested in buying that water, and I still have 10 bottles, do you know that I will naturally need to increase my price? Because now 1,000 people want 10 bottles. So running ads is not even just necessarily to make more sales. Running ads, if you have a fantastic product, allows you to increase your pricing, because now more people are seeing the same quantity of products and have increased demand for it. And when demand goes up, price also goes up. Is this helpful? So paid traffic. The second way of getting leads is content creation or storytelling. You can pay platforms to advertise, whether traditional platforms or digital platforms. You can also create content. In this generation, always be telling your story. Tap the person next to you and say, always be telling your story. Tell me where you are headed and why it matters. Tell me where you are going. Cast your vision and tell me why your vision matters. For example, I have a personal goal of raising 70 kingdom billionaires at age 70. It's called the 70 at 70 mandate. It's why I do what I do. I want, by the time I am 70, to have directly influenced and raised and trained 70 billionaires who will be passionate about the Lord, passionate about his kingdom, be people of love, power, and excellence and wealth. Why? Because if you raise people of competence and character, wealth, and wisdom, and they are powerful in their own right, they will be an amazing resource to the kingdom of God. It's great when you are righteous, but it also helps when you are righteous, influential, and wealthy, because you can now give some of your resources to kingdom conquest. So I keep telling the story of what I'm doing and why I am doing it. Some of you have been following me for years online. You see pictures from way back. That sort of content creation and storytelling makes people always check on you and what you are saying, and that attention can be converted to income. Tell us where you are headed and why it matters. Content creation and storytelling will give you an edge. I know time is against me. There are different approaches to content creation. There are different aspects. The entertainment dimension of content creation, the entertainment aspect, the informative aspect, the educative aspect is so important. Content creation, where you understand your message, you understand the method, you understand the market you're speaking to, but always be telling stories. Some of you need to study the art of storytelling for corporate profits. Then, when it comes to getting leads, apart from paid traffic, advertising, apart from content creation and storytelling, there is cold outreach. Cold outreach. Outbound marketing. This involves you leveraging emails, leveraging campaigns, where you talk to totally new people and you warm them up. Cold outreach. Then lastly, there is referrals or affiliate marketing. This involves you paying people or rewarding people for telling people about your products. These were things like influencer marketing comes in, brand ambassadors, endorsements, paying high-profile individuals to discuss your business. Just imagine if you are in the event planning space and someone like Priska, who just got married, comes on her page and says, I want to give a shout out to so event planner who made my wedding a success. Those millions of followers, simply by using influencer marketing, you can reach millions of individuals within a short period of time. What is supposed to take you 3 years to do can take you 3 months to achieve if you have the right influencers talking about your business. Influencer marketing. If you have a referral or affiliate marketing system where when an ordinary user of your product uses it, they tell others about it, and you pay that user for publicizing via word of mouth. These are the 4 ways that you get leads: paid traffic or advertising, content creation or storytelling, cold outreach or outbound marketing, referrals and affiliate marketing, as well as influencer marketing. These 4 ways. So you start out first as a salesman, just making sales, and over time, you end up as a structured businessman. This is so important. Now, I want to talk to those who are not necessarily starting out, those of you who have been running businesses for a while, and I want you to understand as a leader of a business what matters most and what you should be focusing on at that particular time. Whenever you are leading or running a business, there are basically 4 key activities that you should focus on. Basically 4 key activities that you should focus on. Number 1 is, as a business owner or a salesperson, you should be thinking about your next big campaign. Next big campaign. Always have within a 90-day period, 1 month to 3 months, a next big campaign. It's not enough to just run your business. You should be having fresh campaigns at every point in time. How many of you have seen where a Maltina would come up with something like Maltina strawberry, Maltina vanilla, Maltina pineapple? Every now and then they introduce new variants. Those are their next big campaigns. Or you see what InDrive is doing. They can say, oh, ride with Don Jazzy in a Benz, ride with Lai Wasabi in a Rolls Royce. Those are campaigns that get you attention. You think of the next big thing you can do to get your attention. Some of you have not done a new campaign, an innovative campaign, a long while. As a business person, every 3 months, have your next big campaign. This is so important. It gets people talking about you. It gets people aware of you before you go back to your normal routine business. As a business owner, apart from thinking of your next big campaign, you are also always thinking about leadership, self-replication, and delegation. When you start out in your business, you are the one leading, knowing the way, going the way, showing the way. But after a while, you have to replicate yourself in others. So you are always thinking, what is my next replication strategy? How do I build my team and replicate my competence in others? How do I outsource competence that I don't have and recruit people who have that competence? So as a business owner or a salesperson, you're thinking of how to replicate your leadership qualities and delegate in your team. This is the second activity you're thinking about. The next thing you're thinking about is your systems and your processes, the technology you utilize and the processes you use. Because a business is simply product plus process plus people. A problem-solving product made available through an efficient process to optimize the user's ideal clients' people. So you must always be thinking, the system of my business, the structure of my business, is it efficient? Can it run without me? Under leadership and delegation, you're thinking about the people. But under systems and structure, you're thinking about the processes. So every day you're optimizing your process. You're getting feedback. How do I do it better? How do I do it faster? How do I do it cheaper so I can increase my profit margins? It costs me 10 naira to create value. How do I create that same value at 6 naira? If I can create the value at 6 naira, I've made 4 naira more money, because what was costing me 10 naira is now costing me 6 naira. How do I create efficient systems? It's so important to think about this. What is the weakest link in your business system? Because you can't rise above that link. Some of you now may start running ads, and before your business could cater to 100 people. If 10,000 people look up your website and 1,000 of them want to order at once, do you have the system to accommodate those new volumes? So you're always thinking of optimizing your systems. Is this helping anybody? I need the feedback, I need the energy. And then the last thing you're thinking about is business development. Business development. How do I create new business? Do I need more companies as my clients? Do I need more individuals? And business development means you thinking about the value chain, thinking about the household economy, the individual economy, the corporate economy, and the governmental economy. I can't go too deep into this, but if you run the business, these 4 things: what's my next innovative campaign that keeps me buzzing? How am I replicating myself as a leader in my team? What processes am I using, and how am I becoming systematic, structured, and efficient? And then lastly, how am I creating new business? You are always thinking about this. You're also always thinking about cutting costs. How am I cutting my cost? How am I increasing my margins, my profit margins? How am I attracting new clients? How am I retaining old clients? It's very important that we have this. So there's a lot more to say, but time won't allow me. So I think I will stop here and now. Let me just talk about the C's. If you're ever going to scale up and make the kind of money that you want to make, you must always be developing clarity. Always be having clarity. Where are we going? Why are we going there? How do we get there? Clarity. You must always be developing competence. You must always be able to solve problems faster, better, and cheaper for yourself. Competence. You must always be creating content. Storytelling. You must be curating content that connects with your clients, your customers, and you must be doing it consistently. Content is about curating, connecting, and consistency. Then you must understand code. You must understand code. Where is technology going? What can technology do for me? What can AI do for me? Not just the code of technology, you must understand the code of psychology. How do they behave at these price points? If I have 100 million naira sales target, how do 100 million naira salesmen behave? What's the psychological code of conduct? If you're targeting $1 billion in sales, how do billionaire salesmen behave? So you don't just understand technological code or the code of technology, AI, business process optimization. You also understand the code of psychology. What kind of person do I need to become, and how do I need to think to operate at that new level? So understand code. You must also understand community, the power of community and leverage. And in your community, you will have critics. You will have converts. You will have customers. You will have clients. How do I treat my critics, my haters? How do I treat my converts, people who are just getting to know about me? How do I convert them into clients? How do I treat my customers, my valued customers who have always been there, so they don't think I'm taking them for granted? You must understand community. And community is the root word of communication. Community also means common unity. Common unity is so important. Then you must also understand capital. What's the cost of getting capital? Oh, I want to take a loan. What's my cash flow? Oh, the inflation is biting away. What's the cost implication of inflation? If we don't buy this machine now, if we buy it in 2 months' time, how much more expensive will it be? You must understand capital. You must understand money. What is it? How does it come? How does it go? How does it grow? You must understand interest rates, the larger global economy and how it affects you. You must understand money. You must understand how to grow money, when to take risks. You must understand how to preserve money, when to be careful and cautious. You must understand capital. Is this helpful? Then you must understand culture, your internal culture of your business. When you're hiring, who is coming in and how will it affect your business? You must also understand the external culture around you. You are not a business in isolation. What is the cultural norm of the community I belong to? The operating environment. Some businesses failed in Nigeria because they didn't understand the culture of Nigeria. You must understand culture. Then you must also understand culture that is existing, culture that is fading away. The Gen Zs are changing the way business is being done. They're changing the way business is being done. Some businesses fail because they don't understand culture is changing, culture is shifting. You must understand the emerging culture. Banks are guilty of this. Some banks don't realize that the world is changing. Young people may not want to be in the banking hall again. So, what is the emerging culture? What is the exiting culture? And you must understand contracts. Contracts. See, if you're going to make money, you must understand contracts, the language of contracts. You must understand regulation. Very recently, a fintech company was slapped with a 250 million naira fine by the SEC because of an infraction. A filmmaker was recently fined 500 million naira in damages. You must understand contracts. This thing we are going to do, what's the contractual implication of it? Anybody that understands contracts is going to make a lot of money. Imagine if you have a 10-year contract to supply a company, and that contract is binding. Imagine if you have a 25-year lease contract. Understand contracts. These are some of the lawyers are making a killing. So create, have clarity, have competence, content, code, community, capital, culture, and contracts. If this has been helpful, I need to hear the feedback, I need to hear the noise, I need to hear the appreciation and the energy and the vibe in the room. You know that I am actually not talking to myself, and I'm making transformation, transactions, and ultimately increased prosperity. Thank you so much. God bless you. If you have questions, find a way of communicating to me.
All right, please. Can we keep the applause going, please? Okay, can you hear us? Can you hear us? Hello, sir, can you hear us? He's going to get feedback. Okay, can you send him a message to mute his mic from his end so that... Okay. So, can you hear us now? We're just going to take a few questions because we have very limited time. One question from a business owner, because today's session has... Can you hear us, sir? Can you hear us, sir? Okay. So here's what we're going to do because of time. If you have a question, right, like I said, we're just going to take two. I would like you to step forward. Then we would most likely type out the question and send to him. So anybody that has a question from this session? Any question? Okay. No hands? Perfect. Okay, please, can you please, yeah, come to the front. Don't be shy. So you would ask your question generally, then they would take it down so you can answer your question. But just so we know, the way this session is going to end, he's going to just speak, some words over us, just pray for us. That would be after the questions. Yes.
Praise God. Okay. Okay, so my question is, I would like advice as a business owner. Okay, so I started a brand, but I was not consistent. Like my capital, I ended up eating everything due to one or three things. So my question is, now I want to be serious with my brand again. What can you advise that I do since I'm already eating the capital? Because I'm working towards getting another capital to expand my brand, to be serious with my life. Because now that's why I came here, to get more focused, to be more enlightened. So my question is, sir, what can I do? Thank you.
sorry, don't go yet. Can we give her a round of applause, please? Did you catch the question? She's a business owner. She has spent her capital. She has eaten her capital and wants to build from scratch again. What would he advise? Did you catch the question now? Did you catch the question? All right, don't go. You can sit here. Okay. So, any other question? All right, please come forward. Can we celebrate her, please?
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, as a business owner, I run a jewelry brand. So I hear the create offer, generate leads, all those things. But how exactly do you learn to like generate offers, like all those things, create content? What content do you create? That's basically my question.
Okay, can we give a round of applause, please? For the offers part, I think he recommended a book, which I think you should get, the 100 Million Offer by Alex Hormozi, and I think you should get that. To be honest, he will not be able to go through every single thing because there is limited time, right? To get a master class with Ejimi, you know how much you pay. So yeah, are we ready? Not yet. Not yet. Any other question? One last one. We have two ladies, so let's get one guy. Please come.
Yeah, my question, I'm Davidson, and my question, in the process of self-replication, taking up people and replicating yourself in them, do you advise in not, some people replicate themselves by telling the others to pay for their services, like you see mentors pay. Which one does he advise you do now? Why starting up? Do you start for free, or yes, you go all out by asking them to pay for the offers, for the replication?
Did we get his question? Who said no? All right, so he can hear us now. I don't know if he caught that question. Right, but the first question is from a business, what's your name? Janet, okay. The first question is from a business owner, Janet, who has, in her words, eaten her capital and wants to start from scratch. So she's asking for directions on what to do. The next question. Okay. I should repeat the question. Janet is a business owner who has eaten her capital and needs direction as to how to start from scratch again. Yes, you can go ahead, sir.
Every business requires capital to start. You can actually use other people's capital to start. And I'm not saying go and take business loans. No. You've heard of drop shipping. You've heard of affiliate marketing. So whatever product it is that you're selling, you're a bit vague, so I can't really give you specific answers. But whatever product it is that you're selling, you can actually put up visuals and pictures of the product. And so let's say I sell shirts, polo shirts. I can say polo shirt available in 2 weeks or in a week's time or in 3 days' time. I'm ordering now. If you pre-order, it's 40,000 naira. But if you wait for it to be on ground, it's 60,000. So someone will pay you and then you use their own money to get it and then you take a lower margin. That's basically it. So there's so many other businesses you can do that you don't need to have physical inventory. You just need to focus on content creation. So for example, I can want to sell a fitness product, gym wear, and I can be talking about it. I can be talking about fitness every day for 30 days. And I say, so guys, 10 reasons why you should keep fit. 20 exercises that you didn't know about that can make you lose weight. That's for day 2. Third day, 2 exercises that you're doing wrong and you don't know yet. And I can run that campaign and do that storytelling for 14 days. And every day at the end, I'll be like, so my products are coming in, or my products will be available for purchase on the 16th of May or 30th of May. And every day I'm putting out content and I'm asking people to buy. So they are ordering now. And I'm showing up every day. And I start using their money to buy. And then on the 30th, I give the goods to them. So someone can literally pay today and get the product on the 30th. It depends on the quality of your storytelling and your content creation and the online integrity and trust you have built. That's basically it. And then if you've eaten all of your capital, then that means that the money you are making or the capital you're starting out with is not enough for your lifestyle. We should ask why. Are you overspending? What are you spending money on? And then you separate the two. Your business is a separate entity. And this time around, you can meet friends and family, show them what you were making last time, show them the numbers. Oh, with a capital of 200,000, I was doing 50,000 per month. Oh, with a capital of 50 million, I was averaging 20 million per month in revenue and 3 or 5 million in profits. Once you can show your numbers and show your books and build trust and competence, you can raise money from family and friends. So those are my answers to you. I hope this is helpful.
Can we give him a round of applause, please? Has he answered your question? Please, can we give him a better round of applause? So please don't eat your capital again, yeah? All right. So for the other 2 questions, because of the time, restriction, the benevolence of our organizer, you'll be having a conversation after the event, right? So we are going to do something quickly before. I'm tempted to call him Pastor Ejimi. Before he prays for us. He's a pastor. Before he prays for us, right? So just take this as a quick commercial break. Before that, the technical team have to, set up again, so we have enough time to get the prayers. So one thing I need your help on this journey that we're about to go in the next 2-3 minutes, right? We are going to be celebrating the people that have supported the vision of Isaac Inspires to put this event together. In the people of, oh my God, we're going to be celebrating our sponsors. Are we together? Are we together? So what I need you to do for me, when I call their names, I want you to give them a heavy round of applause. Are we together? So the first sponsor that we're going to be celebrating this morning is Orbit Africa, our headline sponsor. You can do better. Please celebrate Orbit Africa.